first of all invite my colleague, Mr. Rituraj Juneja, who is the head of the Office of Career Services for us. And sir, these are the students of the class of 2022 who have shown their confidence to make JGBS as part of their professional journey. And in the meantime, over to you to share a brief introduction about the Office of Career Services.
Good evening, and thank you so much, Vikram. I appreciate your introducing me. Welcome on board the new batch of the management students. Let me upfront congratulate you. You've taken a fantastic decision, very relevant decision. And this decision, we will decide where you go. You know, the life is all full of decisions. The decisions that we take decide which path we go, what we do, where we end up few years down the line. So the decision to do an MBA, the decision to do an MBA from the Jindal Global Business School, which is the second largest school of the Jindal Global University. Jindal Global University, as you may be already aware, is an institution of eminence, duly recognized by the government, and also has very high rankings as far as the QS is concerned. You can get more details on the website. So compliments to you for the decision upfront. May I once again repeat the request my colleague Mr. Vikram Tomar had mentioned, that please switch on your cameras. I can see some students like Manas and Aditya on with their cameras on. Ribhu, Ankur, thank you. The others also, please join in and switch on your cameras. Let us see you, and you should also see us. It's always a good feeling when we can see each other. Thank you. I'm sure the others will also switch on eventually. Okay, as has been explained to you, we at the university, we don't call our office as the placement office, we call it as the Office of Career Services. The difference that we have is that we just do not focus only on placements, because placements is a limited activity as far as your career is concerned. What we also do is we engage with you over the 2-year period, right from the time you move into the university. We hold your hands, we ensure that you are made industry ready, not by just one training session or 2 training sessions, or in the last semester, as most of the universities do. We proactively work with each student. My colleagues who are here right now with me, Mr. Manas Mohanty and Mr. V.N. Mohan, both of them are senior professionals from the industry, in this team. And they not only are well connected in the industry, but also understand where these students need to be, groomed, and what aspects of their personality needs to be honed, needs to be improved. And they can even sense it without you even asking the questions. And they can give you a lot of input. So they are experts and they deal with the students day in and day out. So you are in amongst friends, and you are amongst people who know you. And even before you ask something, you will get the support. That's one. So Office of Career Services, as I was saying, goes beyond placements. Traditionally, in universities, worked for various organizations. In the 25 years I was in the industry, I used to conduct the campus recruitment drives. Now I'm on the other side, so I know the secrets, which I can share with you eventually. And then, when we start engaging with you, when you come on campus and join, the placements is just one aspect. So training and also internships. We have a very clear-cut mandate that every student goes through some sort of internship after the completion of each semester. What it does is it ensures that you understand what is the real work environment, not coming to you as a shock when you graduate out of the university after 2 years. You start getting slowly immersed into it. You start getting a hang of what is a corporate life. There is an expectation of your seniors, the expectation of your bosses, You will have colleagues maybe from your own batch or maybe from other schools. What is their expectation? How do you come up to the expectation of your own self for that matter? So all these things become very helpful if we put you across multiple internships. So very specifically at the Jindal Global University, and more specifically for the Jindal Global Business School as well, you will get a chance to intern after every 6 months. That means after every semester completion. And we also seek your interest. We also understand, which sector you would like to focus on. What is your area of interest? What is your domain of interest? So we have connects across the industry, very, very strong connects. At this moment, as I speak, in a few days from now, next week, coming Monday onwards, we have a Jindal internship fair. We have organized this internship fair. We have been doing the last 3 internship fairs online. This time we are also doing an online plus on campus. So 5 days of interaction with the recruiters, 4 days online, and 5th day on campus. You get to network with recruiters. You get to understand there are over 200 organizations across geographies, across interests, domains, industries, and you can pick up the internship that you are interested in. So the kind of choice that we have last year, if I remember, not last semester, on an average, every student had 4+ opportunities, technically speaking. Such was the availability of internship. So this is important to understand that internship is a very important focus for us. And when you go through this internship, you get to understand a lot of things and become a better you. Right? So that is one aspect. We also support the students if they want to do to follow a path of higher education. So maybe you want to do a PhD, right? Or you want to do some kind of a research work and you want to get into teaching. You never know. Everyone has a different thought process. Or you would like to become an entrepreneur. Or you have a background where you come from a family which is already into business. So you want to run your family business after you do your MBA. So that could also be a possibility. Or you want to get into some kind of a competitive exam, So there are various pathways that are available once you, move out of the university after 2 years. We handhold you as a team to ensure that you get the best support from the university in the path that you decide to choose, and we help you do that. Having said that, we also organize lots of guest lectures, lots and lots of guest lectures from the industry's stalwarts. You get a chance to interact with them, meet them, get their perspective, understand their thought process, figure out what is the traction, which industry could be more relevant to you. So all these interactions that you do in terms of guest lectures, you start understanding what is more relevant for you. You decide your career path. So also in the batch that you are in, I'm told the gender ratio is almost 50-50, which means we also respect and appreciate the equal participation of both boys as well as girls. So it's not just a skewed gender ratio, it is a very, very healthy gender ratio. And you get to interact with the students from over 20 states. If I'm not mistaken, there are 22 states all of you come from. So you get to interact with people from different cultures, different geographical background, etc., etc. So this is a pan-India kind of exposure that you get in a global environment. So I like to stop here and let my colleagues to take over after me. I'll be very happy to answer queries if you have. I would ask Vikram. Vikram, would you allow me to take a query right now, or query session would be towards the end?
So we will have the queries section at the end. First of all, we will have a brief introduction about all our colleagues who are joined today. So I would request then Mr. Manas and Mr. Mohan to first introduce, and then we will come to Professor Meenakshi to tell about the Office of Career Services and Professional Development.
Perfect. So I'm done. I'm done. So over to the next speaker, please. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
Manas,
you.
you may please.
Hi everyone, good evening students. On behalf of OCS JGBS, I would like to extend a warm welcome to all of you once again. It's like 4 years plus now in Jindal Global University, particularly at the business school. So it is a pleasure for all of us to work closely with students. As we always say, ki OCS, Office of Career Services, is something which we really are proud of because it is student driven. The students come to us, they are part of the office as SPRs. I have a small presentation towards the end. Of course, I'll take you through that. Before that, let me also allow my colleagues to introduce themselves. I'll take a pause, a quick pause, and over to you, maybe Vikram.
Thank you, Manas. Thanks for your introduction. Can I request Mr. Mohan to briefly introduce himself?
Yeah. Hello, everybody. Good evening and good to see you. The one who introduced all the new joinees, all the new students who would join year on year, and it's really a pleasure to know more about you before you come onto the campus. Yeah. So I joined now for 4.5 years now. It's been my 5th year in Jindal, and I have over 17 years of education industry experience, and prior to that also I am from industry. So we bring in a lot of expertise, as Mr. Itra has rightly said. We help you plan your careers. We don't talk about placement. We plan about your internships. We plan about your one-on-one counseling. We do a whole lot of interventions, corporate interventions, to help understand who you are and why you are here. Yeah. At the same time, we also bring in our expertise and our connects, which will help you get more internships, and also the industry connect that we have through various guest lectures or even events that we do. Yeah. So as we move on, we can know more about each other and also about the activities. Now I'll allow other my colleagues who are waiting there just to get introduced to the team, and then as we move on, we'll answer your queries. Thank you. Thank you, Vikram.
Thank you, Mohan. Thanks for the small introduction. Can I request Professor Meenakshi to please introduce herself?
Thank you so much. Good evening and welcome everyone. I am Meenakshi Tomar. I'm a part of JGDS. I teach in the area of marketing and communication, and I also support Office of Career Services as a part of Office of Career and Professional Development, an office which has been conceptualized by Jindal Global Business School in order to ensure that the students get enough support while preparing for any internship, while preparing to sit for placements. Now, what is something different that JGBS is doing in this arena is, as soon as you are a part of JGBS, we kind of unveil your interest areas. We help you in choosing the right subject when it is about specialization. We connect your interest to what you should be doing. So for example, if somebody is interested in marketing, we filter it down whether it has to be branding, it has to be sales function, or it has to be marketing research. On the basis of that, we guide students as to what kind of internships should they apply for, what kind of certifications and trainings should an MBA professional must undertake even before you end up taking up a job through OCS or self. And otherwise also we train you on the interview aspects, on your personality development, and many other soft skills areas which are essential as soon as you're exposed to a marketplace. You must be aware by now that when you go for your internships, these are credited internships, which means there is somebody in the industry who is evaluating you. There's a faculty mentor who is assisting and guiding you in the process. And as soon as you come back from your internship, you are again evaluated on your learnings and your presentation skills. So this entire process is of course handled jointly by Office of Career Services and Office of Career and Professional Development in various ways. We invite students for one-on-one interactions wherein we work on individually focused manner. We know that some of you could be really great while you have to give a brief introduction about yourself. But there are some people who are really great at writing, may not be really good at their verbal aspects, and so on. So we ensure that it's a 360-degree holistic development as soon as you are career ready. We will not call it industry ready, but you are career ready. And for the people who would want to launch their own venture, we ensure that you are having enough leadership capabilities. You are able to build that trust quotient so that if you are a recruiter, why should people trust you and why should people even get along with you in your journey, in your startup? So this is in a nutshell what Office of Career and Professional Development does. And I would be interested in taking any questions once we have the Q&A round. Please feel free to ask anything. That's all from my side, Mr. Tomer.
Thank you, Professor. Students, let me first tell you one thing, that we all have heard one very common line, that Rome was not built in a day, which precisely mean the next 24 months of your life, whether you are investing it at JGBS or you are investing it at any other institution, you are the brand ambassadors. The place where you are sitting, all of us, including Mr. Juneja, Mr. Manas, Mr. Mohan, Professor Meenakshi, me, we all have gone through this same stage in our life. And with 20 years of experience, imagine how much we have in terms of connecting the dots of what the recruiter looks in and what we have. Time is limited. You need to understand that every human being is different. And that is why we believe in nurturing you individually as well as collectively. You need to be future ready. But before that, you all have to understand and identify what are the areas of improvement. It may not be academically only. It may be related to your attitude. It may be related to your communication. It may be related to any other thing which you feel. Because I, as a counselor, I only believe in one thing, that a lawyer, a doctor, and a teacher, they can only help you if you are open to them. If you have anything, if you hide anything about yourself, you cannot expect a remedy to come from the other side. And that is why it is very, very important that you make the best of utilization for these resources, because Jindal, in a small span of time, has emerged as an undisputed leader in education. We started in year 2009, and imagine just in a span of one decade, it is being adjudged as an institution of eminence. For the last 2 years, we are being adjudged as #1 private university by none other than the QS World University Rankings. We stand among the top 750 universities globally. Imagine what is our aspiration, what is our vision, and who will fulfill this vision? None other than you, because you are our future ambassadors. And that is why in our previous sessions, when you got an opportunity to interact with the students who spoke about their study abroad journey, you met the dean of the business school in the inaugural lecture itself. This is very, very important that you should understand what are our expectations, how do we intend to train you in the coming months, and you start interacting with us. That is very, very important, because slowly and gradually, if books would have made managers, everybody would have gone with the books. But what learning comes from the practical experience. If you have had a previous work experience, you know there is a difference between the practical requirements and books, but both supplement each other. And today, the Office of Career Services and the OCPD department is here to help you understand what is our expectation. What do we do? Because to be very true, when I was a student like you, the place where you are today, I graduated in year 2003. And like any other MBA student, at the end of the day, what we expect, a decent job, correct? But the question over here is, the word is, what do we mean by decent? That is first thing which we need to understand. And to be there, how I have to prepare myself now. What you need to do day in, day out so that you are future ready. You need to be future ready because you yourself have witnessed that in the last 2 years, how the world has faced a change. Nobody ever dreamt of it. Even in terms of internships, everything went online, or everything in terms of studies, you didn't got the opportunity to be at campus. Not many perspectives changed. So change is the only constant in life, and that is why you need to be future ready. You should not limit yourself with a very myopic thinking that, okay, when I complete my MBA, if I have a job of 10 lakhs, I'm happy. If I am having a job of 12 lakhs, 15 lakhs, I'm happy. No, you should first identify your potential. And we are here together to develop your potential, because tomorrow you will be representing JGBS. We are very proud of our alumni. I have been interacting with you time and again, requesting you to please join our official social media handles. It is very, very important for you to know what your seniors are doing in terms of internships, in terms of placements, in terms of the study abroad opportunities, because that will give you the motivation of why I am at JGBS. And now, if I am at JGBS, how I have to utilize my time. So since this is a small 1 hour slot, we have a small presentation which has been prepared by the Office of Career Services, whereby they would like to show you. I have particularly requested my friend Manas to not make it a big presentation. So on my personal request, he had made only 6 slides, if I'm not mistaken. And he want to show you what exactly is the nature of companies who have been coming to JGBS, what exactly are their aspirations, the profiles, and that's it. So with that, I would request my colleague Manas to please share that presentation, and we will try to keep maximum time for the Q&A session. Okay?
Absolutely. Absolutely. A big thank you to Mr. Bikram Tomar for arranging this session. As always, we love to interact with the students, and the entire admission team also needs to be complimented for this. So we have a small presentation. I'll quickly run through it, highlighting the various activities that we do at Office of Career Services. I believe we'll be covering all aspects. However, towards the end, as suggested, we will be open to take any questions from the participants. And the entire OCS JGBS is with me now. So you are free to ask questions. May I request Bijit to share the presentation, please? Yeah. Okay. So can we start with the second slide? I'll try to keep it very brief. So is it visible to everyone? So as highlighted by Mr. Juneja and Professor Meenakshi, the Office of Career Services engages with the students community with a perspective of holistic career development. So we not only restrict ourselves to placements, but also towards higher education, towards entrepreneurship. If somebody is interested to start his own venture, we guide them there as well. We do a lot of conclaves to promote that. Higher education is something which we also promote. If you come from a family business background, if you want to know the nuances of business, we can guide you there as well. So we have a team of 23 members, OCS, representing various schools, and we have experience across different sectors as well. So if we look at the entire thing that we do at Office of Career Services, it can be career development, career counseling, training, networking, placement, and coordination. So I'll quickly run through that. Bridget, next slide, please. So when it comes to career development, we help you. It is taking some time. Yeah, we help you with. Is it visible? Yeah. Okay. So personality development is something which all become just highlighted. So you need to know that as an individual, when you complete your MBA, you need to be industry ready. So we help you with that. We help you develop your personality. We help you develop soft skill. We do a lot of soft skill training. We do a lot of mock interviews so that when you sit for the interview, you are ready for that. Educating you about career decisions. So when it comes to taking a career decision, या फिर what sector you are aiming at, we educate you about that and what are the opportunities available in the market. Career counseling, as part of our effort, we always have open houses with various batches, and more so with MBA, right? So we all know that MBA students are, because UG students, maybe they have some time to complete their masters, but when it comes to MBA, it is cutthroat. So we know that we should counsel them. We do a lot of open houses. We do a lot of one-on-one counseling so that we know how we can support you with your career decisions, right? And career exploration, providing opportunities to build confidence and skill in those career that you choose, right? So first you need to decide in which domain you want to go, then how you can reach that is the next big step that we also help you guide with. Training. So I'm very thankful to Professor Meenakshi and the team OCPD. They help with a lot of training, but we also have an in-house training session. We also have an in-house trainer. We do a lot of CV related activities. Along with OCPD, we do mock interviews, skill training and internship preparation sessions. Before each internship cycle, before each semester end, we do open houses so that we also know how to manage your aspiration, right? So people have their own aspiration because internship is something which will lead you eventually to a proper job, right? So guiding you on industry specific cover letters, that is part and parcel of the training that we do at OCS. Networking, this is a very vital and essential part of all MBA students. We encourage students to be part of, when I was introducing myself, I was just telling you about SCRs. SCRs are student placement representative, or we have started calling them as career representative. So industry interaction is something which all the SCRs will do, and we also encourage all the students to interact with the industry when they are on campus, be it for internship, for final placement, for guest lecture, for roundtables. Throughout the year, as Mr. Juneja was just highlighting, throughout the year, we have a lot of activities planned for all our students across different programs. So MBA students, I can talk about the history. For the last 4 years, I have been seeing OCS activities being conducted for students. They participate in large numbers. They interact with the students. They interact with the industry mentors and the industry leaders who visit our campus. And believe me, even the industry professional, when they visit our campus, they want to interact more with the students rather than with us. Okay, so you get a chance to network, and we have a lot of networking events and conferences where you can do that. Last but not the least, placement coordination. We have career fairs, we have internship fairs, where we will be conducting the Jindal Internship Fair 6th edition shortly, where we are expecting more than 200 organizations to participate. In fact, during the last winter also, we have a session. I'll briefly take you through that as well. So we had more than 200 organizations who extended opportunities across sectors, across domains to our students. All right, Vijay, next slide, please. So these are few networking events that we do at Office of Career Services, HR Conclave. We have this flagship event where we connect and invite a lot of senior HR professionals, mostly CHROs, for a conclave. And it's a day-long event where you need to interact with this industry connect. I'll just briefly highlight, before the COVID, we had HR professional from Nestle, we had people from Policy Bazaar, we had people from Oyo, we had people from Amul who have visited for this HR conclave. We had this CEO leadership conclave as well. Mr. Suresh Narayanan was part of that, the MD of Nestle, of course. Then we have corporate meets. We do a lot of Mumbai, Bangalore, or Hyderabad cycle ka corporate meet, where you can always, being part of ACRs, being part of OCS, you can always network there as well. We have CXO levels launching, where CMOs, CHROs, and CEOs of different organizations are called, and you get a chance to interact with them as well. Guest lecture, roundtable conferences. We have marketing, finance, and startup conclave as well. Alumni meet is something which Mohan will take you through that. As suggested by Mr. Vikram, we are extremely proud of our alumni. They are doing fabulously well in the industry right now. So we call them to campus. We ask them to interact with our students, and this is a source of inspiration for not only the existing student but for us as well. Participate in professional networking events is something which I have already covered. So internship, summer internship is generally for a period of 8 weeks, and it's from June to July. Winter internship is from December to January, and again it's for 8 weeks. And as suggested by Professor Meenakshi, you have a process to follow. It's all credited for your batch. It's mandatory. So you have to take it seriously, and I'm sure you will be taking it seriously as you have taken the right decision in joining JGBS. So we will guide you there as well. And these are the few names that we had during our last 2 cycles. So we had corporates visiting us, and you name them, we have them here. We had consulting, KPMG, EY, we had, you can see that on screen. We had more than 120 organizations hiring students across programs from JGBS. Multiple internship, and Mr. Juneja just told me, technically we had students having multiple internship offers. That is something which we are extremely proud of. And we had non-profit organizations who had visited us as well for various requirements that they have. These are basically NGOs and social organizations. We want JGBS students to not only be good managers, but also to be good human beings. Basically, we have internship across different sectors as well. When it comes to placements, these are few recruiters, prominent recruiters, and we are extremely proud of our connects there. They have been recruiting JGBS students year on year, and we are growing from strength to strength. And for a pretty young organizations like JGBS, we have made tremendous stride here. So that these are various sectors where our students generally go: consulting, marketing, generally banking and finance, and other sectors. So you have a set of organizations to choose from. For a batch of almost 75, we had 70 plus organizations. So you can just imagine the opportunities that we bring to our platform. And we are really thankful to Jeju as a brand and JGBS as a school that we can attract brands like Amazon, DLF, Kantar, KPMG, EY to our campus, right? So this will be it. I'll take a pause here as requested and suggested by Vikram. We'll be very happy to take question. Both me, my colleague Mohan will be happy to answer your queries. Yeah, over to you, Mr. Vikram.
Thank you, Manas. Thanks a lot. Friends, intentionally I have requested, see, I understand that everybody looks forward for the word placement companies, but I tell you, I'm very honest. I have been in education. Next year I'll be completing 2 decades of my journey. And at one point of time, me and Mohan, we both were together at ICFI Business School, Hyderabad. I was taking care of I was the regional head of IBS Gurgaon, Dehradun, Jaipur, and Chandigarh. So we have that long history, and we have been at one point of time, we were on the other side of the table when we were you as students. And now when we are on the other side for these many years, imagine what kind of knowledge we all collectively have as academicians, as industry people, and trying to connect the circle so that when you come out, you are placeable. I'll be very honest, as I have told you many a times before, we are not consultants. We are not here to tell you, okay, fine, if I come over here, how much package will I be able to get? These are all very minuscule questions, which is hampering the mindset of our Indian MBA student. Last week, I was so happy, and you all live in this digital world. Just type on LinkedIn and search for a name, Anshul Sindhwani. Anshul Sindhwani happens to be one of my MBA alumni, I think from 2016-18 batch, if I'm not mistaken or not. He got a job in Square Yards.
90.
Square Yards happened to be a reality company in Dubai. And within 3-4 years in Dubai, he has launched his own company. And I was looking at an update from Anshul last week itself on LinkedIn. He has been awarded over there among some of the top 5 companies which have come up. That is the essence of JG. Because you are not studying in a plain B school. You are coming to learn management function in a university which gives you an opportunity to interact with lawyers, with public policy people, with international affairs people, and that multidisciplinary education is the need of the future. The government of India is today asking about interdisciplinary education, multidisciplinary education in the national education policy. But imagine JGU launched all these things in 2010. We are in 2022. And that is why our students, whether you talk about a job, whether you talk about a study abroad internship, we grill them so much individually also, because we all human beings are different. What strength Ankur might have, might be Vedanti might not have. But then we need to understand how we must present ourselves. Because all of you, 99% of you will go for a job. Very few will go for a higher education or a PhD. But most of us would go for a corporate career. And therefore, it is very, very important. We all can take risk in bachelor's, but you cannot take a risk in MBA. Many of you who have interacted with me in the past, you were bothered or you were made to believe that if you have a score of maybe 245 or 215 NMAT, you are very good. Some of you were thinking, okay, if I've got a score of 190 or 200 in NMAT, I'm very average. Friends, these are just numbers. These numbers do not determine who you will be after 2 years. And we collectively at JGU want to improve yourself. And you have to unlearn and you have to relearn. That is how this mechanism will work. So now let's open it for Q&A session. And I would request all of you, please do not hesitate. If you have any questions, ask us. We are all here for you. Let's see who wants to break the ice now. That is the most challenging part. Who should be the first?
Sir, yes, sir. Sir, I have a question.
Please introduce yourself and go ahead.
Sir, Hello everyone, my name is Kushal Kangia. So my question is that in the sixth slide of your presentation, the average placements were mentioned as 7.21 lakhs.
Yes.
For which year, sir?
This year, we are talking of this year.
Okay, sir.
Current year, current year.
For 2021.
Yeah.
For 2022 batch, the batch which is
2022 graduating batch.
the month of May or June.
Okay, sir.
See, we are a very small school, Kushal. Historically, we used to admit only 60 students. When the business school started at Jindal, we used to have only one section of 60. And all of you would be surprised when COVID broke in 2020, when everything was coming down, the JGBS MBA was rising. We made two sections of 40 each. Next year, in 2021, we made two sections of 45 each. And that is how we are slowly and gradually marching towards our destination. For the last 3 years, like I have been in the university, I joined here in December 2015. So if you ask among all the people who are on the screen, you have me as the oldest one. But I can tell you with one thing, with utmost confidence, in terms of support, in terms of nurturing, mentoring, none of my colleagues will leave any stone unturned to guide you. Ultimately, the stage is yours. You have to perform. Manas or Mohan can only bring the best of the recruiter to the campus. In the history, for the first time, BCG came to JGU campus. But tomorrow, who will give the interview? You will give the interview. Professor Meenakshi can only train you on nurturing your skills so that you don't flop on the final show. But before that, these 2 years are like sandpit. दंगल देखा है ना, दंगल? ये 2 साल वो जमीन है जहां पे हमें गिरना है, लेकिन हम मिट्टी पे गिरे, हम चोट ना खाएं. और जब हम फाइनल राउंड में जाएंगे, तब हम पूरे प्रिपेयर्ड होंगे. That is the life of an MBA student. Any questions?
Good evening, sir.
Yes, good evening, Sarthak.
Sir, I have a question regarding Global Internships program. And one more question was there. I have recently visited the JGBS site. It was mentioned about the Global Scopus Index. So I wanted to have a brief insight about the research paper publications process for students for MBA program. Like, how does it work?
I think Professor Meenakshi would be the best person.
Yeah, for research, I think Professor Meenakshi would talk, and for international internships, I will tell them. Over to you, Professor Meenakshi, then I'll talk.
So, Sarthak, first of all, it's really interesting to see research rigor in MBA students. We've got two beautiful programs here. One is the mentor-mentee program that allows you to discuss about your research interests with a faculty mentor who is assigned to you for the full tenure of your MBA with us. So this faculty member helps you to connect with the relevant faculty members whose area matches with what you wish to do, right? And therefore you kickstart writing a research paper with them. The second part of your curriculum is the academic assistantship program, where again, the faculty mentor will ask you in case if you would like to do some operation-based work, or would you like to go for a research-based work. Therefore, if you express that you would like to do some sort of research with them, you can surely go ahead. And when we talk about Scopus publications, so that's exactly what a faculty member will target you to do. So precisely you need to invest, say, about 6 months to come out with something which is decent enough to be accepted in the most popular Scopus Index journal. I'm not talking about A star or A. This is the category which takes about 2 to 3 years to nurture. but I'm talking about B category and C category, which could be a good start for people like you. There again, we've got different subjects also, which includes marketing research, includes marketing or financial accounting and so on. So you would find that as a part of your internal assessment, you have to provide a research paper or a white paper. So that way, there are multiple ways in which JGBS helps you to shape up your research career in case if you want to build up a profile which is based on research. So I hope this clarifies your question, or would you like me to elaborate anything more?
Ma'am, and one more thing. Sorry to disturb you, ma'am.
No.
But one
This
more
is
thing.
for you.
Yeah.
The platform is to ask questions. Yes. Surely, please go ahead with your question.
Suppose if a student is inclined more towards the placement perspective, but also have a keen interest in publications and all those things. So how will it impact in professional career, like in corporate industry for him or her?
Oh, fantastic. So we would always encourage an MBA student to surely come up with publication, because you'll have more credibility and weightage while you're at the table sitting with the recruiter. So I'm sure that my colleagues, Mr. Manas and Mr. Mohan, will agree, given our experience with the recruiters, that your CV happens to be a part of the so-called questionnaire, where they'll build their questions up for you, right? So if there's a research publication mentioned, they're going to ask you more from that area. Therefore, from the recruiter's perspective, as well as from your individual perspective, it's a great call. And trust me, 90% of the faculty members give publication or research-based work during the academic assistantship program. You would be glad to know that a lot of our MBA students have already published, and they publish with the faculty, not only at JGBS, but with international faculty members also.
Okay, ma'am. Thanks a lot, ma'am.
My pleasure.
Well, great, Sarthak. So you wanted to know about international internships as well that you were saying. So we do a lot of, we do a lot of opportunities that we float to all the JGBS students, especially in international domain, international areas. So we will provide in Australia, we provide in London, we provide in Dubai, likewise in Singapore and Mauritius. It depends on your area of interest, and then also the duration, which could be 4 to 6 months to 8 months. So we always provide that, and yes, that opportunity is there. It's an experience altogether. We don't call it a just internship, but it's a complete international experience. If you can really bank on that and really wanted to build your profile, having worked with them, and yes, that's a good opportunity. Yes.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Welcome. Yeah.
So who's next? Come on, time is running out. Vedanti, any questions?
Good evening, sir.
Yes, good evening.
Sir, my name is Akhilesh Jha. Sir, I
Yes.
want to know that the international internships depends upon the choices, or like depends upon the academic scores.
Mohan?
Yeah, it depends on your choice. Academic score, nothing to do. You need to earn those scores after internship, the way you perform there, because we have a fantastic evaluation process. And through the scores, you can get more ratings, or say the grades that you get. But then it's all about your domain choice. As I said, you want in finance or accounts, or say in marketing or in HR, or what exactly you want to do, and how you can build your profile going forward. Yeah. So it's purely to an individual.
Sir, in like the Manas sir showing the slides regarding the placements. So in that slide, only 5% is given to the operations and supply chain management placements. So if I would love to go for the operations and MBA, so what are the chances of like placements done?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
Akhilesh, you know what, Mon, I'll take that question. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Akhilesh, you know what? Current year का statistics था वो. So current year में lot of students are measuring in marketing, HR, and very few are measuring in operations. So we had few opportunities in supply chain and operation, logically, right? But last year, I'll give you a very pleasant fact that the highest package which went, it went to supply chain. So it has nothing to do with what domain you are doing, right? As Bikram just mentioned, you need to be industry ready in whatever you are doing. We will provide you with opportunities across different domains. Okay. So when there are very few students in operation, naturally it will show as 5%, right? Of a class size of 60, there are few students who are opting for operations and supply chain. Majority go for marketing. Answered your question.
So one more
Maybe
thing.
I'd like to add. Hello. Yeah.
Yeah, Mohan
Go
would
ahead.
like to add a few points. Yeah.
So one more thing I want to know that 5% number make me afraid and reminded me of my college days in engineering. Because I was in my college days, I was the member of a student placement committee. So at that point of time, I have seen that I'm doing mechanical engineering those days. So I have seen very less number of companies came for the mechanical engineering placements. So that number make me afraid that if I go for the operations, that the same thing will not repeat.
Can I add in here, Mr. Manas?
Sure, Professor Meenakshi.
Yeah. So Akhilesh, when I talked about Office of Career and Professional Development, both OCS and OCPT departments sit with you right in your first semester, right? Before you even go for your first internship, be ensured that it is somewhere linked to your area of interest. So we start working on your area of interest right from the first semester, right? Now, when do you choose your specialization? When do you go for your electives? You go for your electives in the third and fourth semester. That's precisely where you specialize. So don't be scared of this number because this is a choice of a particular cohort. And these choices, these numbers, these companies will change. It depends on what sort of interest are we getting from a particular batch. So it is independent of how the previous batch has chosen and what you will be choosing. Therefore, do not be scared of this number. For example, if in your batch, say about 50% of the students opt for analytics and marketing, analytics and HR, the companies would be different, right? So OCS works in a very focused manner. They would intend to get the companies which fit with the areas of interest of the students and not just merely to fill up these specialization functions that we've got 20% in ops, we've got another 13 marketing and so on. So that doesn't really work here. We would rather bring more companies where our students can fit in, which probably you will be happy to sit for during the recruitment. It doesn't make sense for an ops person like you to sit for, say, a marketing agency. You may not be liking to do that, right? So you can expect a change there. So do not mix it up. No.
Thank you, ma'am.
Akhilesh, I want to add one before
okay.
Mohan, because I am from the other side. So let me tell you, you know what happens. And this is all on a practical, but on a lighter side. Before joining Jindal, I happened to work with University of Petroleum, UPES Dehradun. I worked with UPES for almost more than 8 years. And as the name says, University of Petroleum, everything was related to petroleum, power, energy, and all those sectors. And if you are an engineer, you would have definitely heard the name. So when the students used to come, and because of my connection and affection with them, they used to be very open with me. And they used to say the same question what you asked. Yes, sir, mera to ye profile hai. Okay, but that was the case of technical courses, your BTech. Now you are entering into a career which is a management domain career. You need to, and that is where the role of OCPD comes right from your first semester. Because by the time you join, You complete your first semester. You go with your winter internship. You have discussed with your professors what is your area of interest. What is it what you are looking forward to? It is not merely just randomly going in any company and producing a certificate. Look, I have done a 2-month internship. Because when tomorrow, when you complete your first year of study and you will go for your major internship, which is the summer internship, there you are able to present yourself in the best possible manner. Many times students think there's a difference between marketing and sales, and they both are closely related. If you talk about banking, what are we doing? We are selling banking products. If you're talking about automobile, a mechanical engineer would be the best person to be properly trained in the technicalities to sell an automobile, which probably a BCom graduate cannot do. So there should always be a bridge between what you do at bachelor's and what you intend to do at master's. And there, in terms of support, every student would have to take the initiative to reach out to the professors, because we are here to support you. And the moment you start opening, the moment you start expressing your areas of improvement, which you feel you are good, which you need to polish, then the battle is won. You just need one job. You should not be bothered if a company is coming and recruiting 5 students or 10 students. And you tell me, when you were a placement representative, 90% of the students put their energy and time in this silly question, how many are they going to recruit?
Yes.
Arey Baba, you just need one seat now. Okay. Anything else?
Yeah. Yeah. Akhilesh, just to give another perspective, I've been listening to such queries, and I love to answer them. Most of the engineering students, especially from mechanical background, they think that they can be a good operations manager. But I'm saying that those are the days where you were in campus doing engineering. That sounds good, maybe. But when you're at a management education, they want you to be a functional consultant. They want you to be techno-functional, techno-professional consultant. Not just operation, but then they want you to manage show, manage business, manage revenue. Please understand. Each one of you will be adding value to the company revenue, not just operations. Now, what you learn in operations is only a basic fundamental knowledge about the process, but then that applicability and managing business, you learn in management education. Okay, so we will let you know during our one-on-one interaction what is the right internship to choose and how you can plan your career. Yeah, so that you do the front ending. Operations is what back end. So you are moving towards the front end where you wanted to be a general manager or move on from there. Otherwise, you have only one technical experience, you will be only back end. You will not move where you can handle team or people or business. So increase your, the origin and then think about how you can move forward. We'll help you there. Yeah. This is what I wanted to say. Yes.
Thank you, Mohan. Thank you. Any other questions, friends?
Sir, I do have one more question. Actually, I'm confused between the dual specialization thing. Is it like major or minor concept, or if suppose if I want to specialize in business analytics and HR, so equal weightage will be given to the both in academics as well as the placement perspective, or is it the major minor concept?
Okay, so would you like me to answer this question?
Please.
Yeah.
Yeah, so dual means equal credits, which means you complete equal credits in both the specializations, and OCS offers you opportunities under both these specializations, not just one. There could be a possibility, and OCS has done it historically also. Students who have done dual specializations generally have got a role wherein they've applied both the specializations. So that's exactly where they work in a very focused manner, as I said.
Yeah, okay. To give you the corporate perspective, if you're doing dual specialization and if it is major minor, the one which you declare as a major would fetch you a job. The one which you announce or say declare as a minor, you can't focus only on that and get a job. That is number one. Number two, there is a possibility of having same equal weightage to both specializations. I have seen students having major as finance, number one, or one major finance, one major marketing. Matlab equal weightage that they get. So there, it depends on your interest, area of interest, why you want to choose that. Don't go by what people want. You do what you wanted to do, how you wanted to make your career. Is it in marketing or analytics or HR or finance? So accordingly, you choose your subjects and build your profile. I've been using this word again, second, I'm saying that how do you build your profile very strong using all these selectives and specialization. That's where we come in and we'll help you understand. Yeah. So this is my answer to you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much,
Welcome.
Meenakshi ma'am.
Welcome, welcome.
Can I share my reply?
Our pleasure.
So Sarthak, my reply is again as usual different. You said I am confused right now, so I would say it's better to be confused at an age of 20 than to be confused at an age of 30.
Sure, sir.
Adding on to it, hold on to your confusion until your first semester. Don't let the curiosity get wiped off, because that's exactly where you will see intervention from our side. That's exactly where you'll get to meet the area chairs who will in turn allow you to meet the faculty members teaching various subjects. So the best part about JGBS is that whenever you have to choose electives, it's not just a list which is provided. There are multiple rounds of open houses that are done with all of you, where each and every subject is detailed out under every specialization. So they'll let you know what will happen under what subject. So when it is about, say, strategic brand management versus brand management, is it only about the word strategic? So what is the difference? So these are the kind of informative sessions that JGBS plans up every year, every semester, as in when you have to choose an elective. And that's exactly where OCPT will also help you in determining whether a particular subject should be something that you must consider in order to get a job, which is the requirement of the future, or maybe towards your startup, wherein you have a bent of mind in not sourcing a product, but to make a product at your own site, right? Or brand it. So these are the places of interventions where a lot of information would be given. So right now, don't just be in a haste to choose any specialization. This is not even the right time. Right now, explore Coursera, explore courses which can be a top-up, which can give value addition to all of you sitting here in terms of influencing skills, in terms of other subjects, or maybe just small courses which can add to your existing wisdom and can help you later. And since you already have a knack of research, why don't you just pick up a book on marketing research or business research methods, in case if some of you are from technical background. This is a good time for you all to nurture that and to just build on your skills there. That's all from my side.
Thanks a lot, ma'am.
So what next? Are we done? When I was a student like you, unfortunately, we never got these kind of opportunities. You are a privileged generation.
Thanks, sir.
Yes, please tell Vedanti.
Yeah. So good evening to everyone. This is Vedanti this side. So I had this simple question. Like, I come from a place where I don't have any job experience and I haven't done any internship. So I was like curious that does this all make a difference when you're like a fresher, when you're going to come in the few months in the college and like learn few things. So first question is, does it make a difference? And is there anything we could focus on during this coming months where we can just learn something new, or any guidance from your side that we can, work on if needed as a fresher in this coming months?
Can I take this, Vikram?
Yeah, please.
Vedanti, thank you for asking this question. Just to give a background, I come with about 33 years of experience total, or maybe more, out of which 2.5 decades, 25 years have been in the industry. So I'm actually an industry person, not an academician. And I have done lots of campus drives, lots of campus hiring and placement drives. And now the person who used to conduct placement drives is part of Jindal Global Business School. So all the secrets that we used to have are now going to be open to you. Now, answering your question, you come from a background where you have no prior experience. Welcome. Most of you will not have any background of any job or something, and which is fine with us as far as the recruiter's perspective is concerned. Two, what should you be focusing on? Great question. Compliments to you. You should be focusing on becoming a better version of you. You should be focusing on becoming a person with a better attitude. More often than not, all the CVs when we used to go to a campus would look exactly same. Sirf naam alag hota tha. Same course, same school, same similar specializations. How do we differentiate one from the other? When we interact with you in the interview, we would understand who is likely to gel well within the existing team and who is going to create problems for the team. I hope you're getting the answer, the hint. So attitude is everything. They say attitude defines altitudes. So become a better version of you, get focused on building a right attitude of being a learner, being somebody who wants to improve. At this stage, nobody is hiring you for becoming a CEO for an organization, right? We are hiring you, they will be hiring you. I still say we because in my mind, I'm still part of the industry. So the industry hires you to see you fit into some existing team. So if you are willing to work on making yourself better, that is all that we want to see and assess, honestly, when we are looking for a fresher. And if you've done some projects, we would like to ask questions. What have you done there? What has been your finding? Who all worked on it? Where all did you go? So some questions related to the project. Or if you've done some additional courses from Coursera's and Udemy's of the world, then we would ask you about your interest. Why did you pick up this course? What was the fascinating thing about this course that you really liked, and so on. Idea is to assess you. How do you look at things? Nothing else, nothing beyond that. So let that not become a mental block for you. Being a fresher is absolutely okay. In fact, sometimes being a fresher is actually to the advantage, because then you can be molded into the way we want you to be. So that probably comes as a plus sometimes. Okay, hope that helps. There was a question. Welcome. There is a question in the. Oh, you asked this question. Any guidance on the skills to work on? We will let you know in the next 2 years. Let me tell you, at the Jindal Global Business School, we have this Office of Career Services, which talks comprehensively about careers and not just placements. Placements is also part of it. We have a very strong focus on internships. I'm repeating some of these points again, because this should, you should be able to understand that. It should go and sink into your mind properly. You go through, if you are doing a 2-year course, you go through 3 internships. That means after every semester. And the 4th semester, when it completes, you're actually looking for the next step, career option. When you do multiple internships, it is easy to get placed, because then by the time you start understanding what is the organization expecting from you. Tab tak aapko paper out ho chuka hota hai, more or less. Okay. And with the strong global university rankings, industry rankings, and we leverage a lot of our collective connects within the industry from the whole ecosystem of Jindal Global University. And a team of 23 career services officers who come from industry, you will be given a lot of hints on what are the areas to work on. There are areas that you already have, which are your strengths. And the areas that you may like to focus on so that you become better there. You will get to understand these things as you go along. Take a leap of faith. Move ahead with trust. You are amongst friends and well-wishers. Have fun, enjoy, and let the time take its own course. You will be smiling at the end of 2 years and saying, thank you, I took this decision. Thank God I took this decision. Okay, hope this helps.
Thank you, Rituraj sir. This is the very appropriate and a very
Thank you,
crisp
sir.
reply. Yes, any more questions from anyone? Because if you are not asking question, one thing is very clear. Everything is all clear as a crystal, or everything is all clear as a crude oil. Whether it is a crystal or it is a crude oil, only you are going to determine. See, this is just to add to this, in the coming months, I'm very happy to share one important update. Almost 90% of our seats are already done. This year, the total class of MBA will be 120 students. There would be 2 sections of 60 each. And hopefully in another 15-20 days time, we will be formally declaring the closure of the admission. And anybody who would be appearing for the interviews will be put on a wait list. Because in that case, the students, if anyone who has previously paid the fees, if he intends to withdraw, then the waitlist candidate will be cleared. And to utilize the time wisely, Vedanti and everyone, I have planned something very strategic with the Dean of the Business School. You will be having a series of master classes every 15 days. We are trying to rope in best of the industry experts, the academicians within the JGBS fraternity, who will be coming and talking about the marketing, the finance, the HR, and these master classes will give you an insight to determine and connect with the professors throughout the next 3 months. So there is a lot of action which is happening. You just need to ensure one thing, that you are committed and consistent. I can only give you an opportunity to be present over here and interact with the people. You have Rituraj sir, who himself explained you about the expectations of the industry. You have Mr. Manas, Mr. Mohan, you have Professor Meenakshi. Nobody is stopping you to connect. As an MBA student, your vision is different. I have given you the opportunity. From here, where you have to go, you have to decide. If, let's say, anybody is interested for research, get in touch with Professor Meenakshi. Ask her, ma'am, we talked about this particular thing. How should we proceed ahead? If you are interested in terms of HR or marketing, try to identify, connect with the professors, and we will be ensuring that your next 3 months make you all on a common platform, so that you know in which direction you are heading. Direction is very, very important for life. Otherwise, the journey is meaningless. We all have 24 hours. How you utilize your 24 hours and how I utilize my 24 hours makes the difference. And for job, you just need one seat. Stop bothering about the word placement. Do not bring this word in your dictionary. Focus on performance. Performance comes first and placement comes last. As an institution, I don't know how much research you have done about JGU, but I told time and again that the biggest motivation for me, I am telling you individually, is the Vice Chancellor of the university. Dr. Raj is the Vice Chancellor, who became the Vice Chancellor at the age of 34. Imagine, he's the youngest Vice Chancellor in the history of country. And if you ever get an opportunity, please do not, I keep on posting his videos, his inspirational things, how he made this journey. And we have such guiding stars with us. And that is why this energy which is flowing in this campus is so high that you have to take the best utilization of it. And by that age of 34, he had a degree from Oxford, he had a degree from Harvard, and that too on a full scholarship. Imagine what else you want. Such kind of people, open door policy. The average age of professors is 38 years. 56% professors, to be precisely, in JGBS have their PhDs from IITs and IIMs. Around 25% of the professors have their degrees and PhD from a good foreign university. You are in safe hands. You just need to develop that confidence in you and ask us questions. We are all here for the support, and I can see it is 8:21. The time is running out. So if you have only 2 minutes left, any questions, you may please ask.
Yes, sir. Good evening, first of all.
We'll do you
Sir,
a lot of time this time.
sir, I'll just ask one question, and my question is: you talked about that you are planning to for like special classes. So
Yes.
from when will the those classes begin? And like obviously it will be online. So which platform will be using? Will it be only on Zoom or some
Yes,
other platform?
it will be on Zoom, and hopefully by mid of April or maybe by end of April we will be starting, and you will be having master class on design thinking. You have been having a master class on branding and advertising. You would be having a master class on digital marketing. You will be having a class on fintech and decision making sciences. All those buzzwords which revolve around the corporate world, we are trying to bring before you.
Right, sir. Thank you so much.
Attendance will be mandatory for you.
Obviously, sir.
Anything else?
No, sir. Thank you so much.
So with that, I would, so will the master class be a series of classes or one-time day class? A nice question, Vedanti. Yes, master class series, your participation will decide, because ultimately the professor who would be coming, if you want to discuss anything further, the windows are open. Okay, it's a wonderful time to be with all of you together. And I did not personally realize we started at 7 o'clock and it is 8:23 now. So I would like to thank all my colleagues from the Office of Career Services and the Office of OCPD, Professor Meenakshi, for taking out time. And thank you guys for meeting us. Connect with the professors. You have been in touch with Kalpana ma'am and Amit sir before also. If you need to talk to anyone, any of the professors, just write to Kalpana ma'am and Amit sir, and we will be happy to connect you with them. Apurv is asking a question, sir, when can we expect to begin the college offline? Apurv, you would be happy to know that we already have 5,500 students right now in the JGU campus. The offline studies have already started. We have a total strength of 7,500 students. The campus life is buzzing. You can join the JGBS Instagram page, and daily my folks are posting pics, and they will make you jealous. Hopefully for you, the classes will commence from 1st of August, because that is the formal date when we start our studies. By 25th of July, the students start reporting to the campus, and that's it. So we are already offline.
Sir, it is kind of difficult like these days for us as students to connect to the faculty of JGU, because we haven't visited the campus yet. So if I could just request you to make a official WhatsApp or Telegram group so that we can interact with our fellow mates and all the experienced faculties members. It is just a request. If it is not possible, I completely get it.
No, not an issue. Have you received an email from your assistant dean, Professor Sunita Ratnakaram?
I guess I have, sir.
Because I have shared the data of all the admitted students with your professor, and Professor Sunita happens to be your assistant dean for the MBA program. She has already written to you, And I would only say there is no difficulty at all in connecting with any of the professors or anyone in the placement team or the Office of Career Services. We all are here to you. You just have to take a phone call, speak to Amit sir or Kalpana ma'am. Ma'am, can you please help me connect to so-and-so professor? That's it.
Right, sir. Thank you so much.
Sarthak, so you are a researcher now, huh? Correct?
So what, sir?
I'm saying you want to enter into the field of research.
I want to explore that field too, sir.
Amazing. And you know, marketing, because it's a culmination of academics and corporate, it will definitely add value.
Yes, sir. Sure, sir.
And you all are coming from 22 different states of the country. Let me tell you, as a director of admission, I only focus on two things. Number one, diversity, geographically, and number two is your academic diversity. 25% of the class which has been admitted is from engineering background. So my friend who was asking, I'm a operations guy, you are not aloof. You have 25% student as engineers coming from civil, mechanical, electrical, CS, everything. There are lawyers, there is a fashion designer, there are students from public policy. Around 60% of the students are from BBA, BMS, BCom honors, and you all are coming from the topmost colleges of the country. Because you are going to represent us in the future. You are looking for a good college. I am looking for a good student. But when I say good, I do not determine you on the basis of your CAT, MAT, NMAT marks only. Who you are determines in the interview. So you are already there. Make the best utilization of time. Connect with the professors and do not hesitate to utilize these next 3 months very wisely. Okay, all the best. And can I request my other colleagues to quickly come onto the screen and bid a final thank you to all of you.
Great. Thank you, everyone. It's really wonderful and always pleasure to meet you guys. And we look forward to see you soon on campus. Yeah.
Campus is open. You can come anytime. You can get in touch with us. And we would be happy to meet you in the campus itself.
Thank you very much, everyone. It's a pleasure meeting you, and we look forward to meeting you on campus also. Feel free to be in touch with us, just in case if some of you wish to do a very quick, curious start before you even kick into your first MBA session. We would be glad to offer you any sort of guidance as to the kind of small courses that you can go ahead with. So all the best to all of you. And yes, once again, congratulations for a fantastic choice. JGBS is a fantastic place to work, as well as another great and interesting place for us to meet young, talented minds like you all.
Thank you. I think you all can take a leave, and wishing you all the best. Stay connected, stay happy, stay safe.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks a lot,
Thank you.
teachers.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you.